Why is it that every Nigerian feels the need to take undue advantage of his fellow countryman? They would usually say, you are not stealing because you don't have the opportunity. This man went to Abuja to be Minister of Power. Turned Ministry of Power to Ministry of Powerlessness. Turned Ministry of Power to Ministry of Darkness. Do you reinforce failure? That's my question. And this question is to make sure this video gets to your people. Do you reinforce failure? When you are doing morning devotion, discuss politics in the morning. Discuss your local government, discuss your state, discuss your president. Decide where, as a family, decide where you are going to in the next election. Because whatever you are praying for in that morning devotion, 90% of it government can answer. It's police work. You cannot second the work of police to God. City boys are sharing bus. There is no ambulance to carry you. They have bus to take you to campaign ground, but there's no ambulance to take you to the hospital if you have an accident. Who convinced you? Who sold you on that plan?
Hey guys, welcome back to another banging episode of I Say What I Like. It is your girl Eniola on the beat. Welcome to I Say What I Like, where we go beyond headlines and opinions to unpack conversations that shape our society. If you are not interested in politics is interested in you. You know, I don't get to do this alone. I get to do it with my wonderful, amazing co-host. But unfortunately, he is not here at the time. But hopefully, during the course of the conversation, he would be joining us. Big shout out to everyone who has been subscribing, sharing, and you know, it's amazing. And I want to say we love you guys so much. Like I said, if you are not interested in politics is interested in you. Today, we are going to be having a conversation that concerns you and that concerns me. Is the government the problem, or are they the reflection of the society? Joining us in having that conversation today is a fearless civic voice, a man who challenges the norm, a man who speaks boldly for the common man. He is part of those people who marched down to Abuja, down to the INEC office, and said, yes, we want a better electoral reform. Joining us today is a social-political analyst. He is an activist. He goes by the name Zekeri Idris Jnr. It's finally amazing to meet you in person. I mean, we've been talking online, and finally we are here together.
Janelle, it's beautiful to meet you, and I think you are far too kind with your introduction. I don't think I'm that special.
You're very special. Everyone will agree with me that you are very special.
I just think I am just that gentleman, not so gentleman, who believes that we can have a better country. And in having a better country, we have to mobilize public opinion to agree on a direction for our country to go. And all of my conversation in speaking for the common man is to mobilize that public opinion, focusing on education, civic education, because my mentor will say, what you don't know will hurt you. So people believe I don't know. They say that's why they say ignorance is not an excuse to the law. It is excellent information to know that you don't need to walk out of a 10-story building. You walk out of the window of a 10-story building. You say, I didn't know I'm not supposed to walk out. Now you are dead at the bottom. I mean, that information is now needless. So Nigeria is about to walk off a cliff if we do not take precise action, especially those of us that are young people. You and I, the gentleman behind the camera, my dear friend that is sitting over there. We need to know that our country is about to walk off the cliff. And it is excellent information to know that if we walk off the cliff, all of us, we are all going to be individually and collectively affected. And the people that we have given up the country for, the political leaders, are the first to escape. You don't have a private jet. I don't have a private jet. Nobody in this room has a private jet. So, but once it happens, and their children are not here, their children have a second and even a third passport. You don't. Maybe you have. I don't.
So,
It is in our enlightened self-interest to know. So knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. And part of my conversations everywhere I go is to share this knowledge, to marry the misgovernance of this country with the reality of the average man. Once we marry it, the average man will take his country, his leadership, the political process more seriously.
Yeah, man, that's a lot. So, like I said earlier, today we are having a conversation we're having a conversation to know if the government is the problem or are they the reflection of the society.
Excellent question. I think the government is partly the problem. They are reflecting society, and the people are also the problem. And I would expatiate. Let me start from the people. Why is it that every Nigerian feels the need to take undue advantage of his fellow countryman? They would usually say that you are not stealing because you don't have the opportunity. One of the frustrations I have had is that people find it even difficult to believe that there is no personal hidden interest I have in pursuing what I am pursuing. I once went to a protest in Abuja, and it was a huge protest. It was the protest against the National Assembly, Godswill Akpabio, the disgraced Godswill Akpabio-led National Assembly. We went to protest there against the disgrace of a law they passed as Electoral Amendment Act. As a matter of fact, they legislated election rigging into our elections. Let me digress a bit and talk about that because that information is important for our viewers.
We're still going to talk about that, but now that we're here.
They legislated into our electoral law. The first argument, we are commonsensically addressing it. The first argument was, you cannot say that you are not able to transmit election result electronically. The reason is simple. Bandits, ISWAP, Lakurawa, Boko Haram, and even kidnappers are transmitting live location of their kidnapped victims in the middle of the forest. You as government cannot convince me that these non-state actors are able to transmit their activities. You as government cannot transmit your own activities on election day. Nigeria today has about 140 million people connected to the internet. What we need to transmit election result on election day in 177,000 polling units is just simple network. You yourself as government, I'm not you now, not Janelle, government, I'm pointing you as government. You had told us in 2018 that you did a research and you came to the informed conclusion that 93% of Nigeria is covered by data coverage. So are you now trying to convince me in 2026 that you cannot transmit election results electronically? So we went to have that big battle. And to what extent we succeeded is a subject of debate, because we were able to get them to now put it in the law, but they now put an off-ramp to still find a way to rig if they want to rig. And then recently, information just came out that they've legislated it into our laws that even is a politician can print ballot papers, smuggle it through and a compliant or a pliant, not a compliant, a pliant INEC official, and they become official. You can't challenge it in court. They've also legislated it now that fake results, if you fake your result to compete in office, it cannot be litigated after the election. So it means you can fake your result. You can't fake your result to get a job in any organization in Nigeria, but you can fake your result to contest for the highest office in the land. So many other sinister, wicked legislations they put in the law. But that's the thing, at all not bad. Why we continue to challenge the law, we cannot afford to abandon the process for them. The idea is to discourage you and make you abandon the process. So let me leave electoral laws, because that's not what you asked me. After protesting, a friend called me, he's probably watching this podcast, and said, that your protest was so big, you guys did a wonderful protest. You must have been given like $5,000. I was terribly embarrassed, because as at the time I went for that protest, I did not even have 100,000 in my account. Right? I managed myself, got on a plane, went to Abuja, did the protest. And there, well-meaning individuals, where they watch me, they'll call me, you are doing so much, you take this one, you are doing so much. That's why I take the gather. Now, Susu ministry, now it come back to Benin. So, I'm just trying to let you know how the citizens now think that everything you do is an avenue to make money. A girl has come to apply for a job in your organization. You must sleep with that girl, otherwise that girl cannot get the job. What if that girl was your daughter? A young man has come to there's the one that is flying on only in the entertainment industry now, that men are being sodomized for you to be a star. Now, if you choose to be sodomized out of your own free will, that is your business. I cannot be worried about what a man chooses to do with his behind. But when it is now required of you to have open mobility in any industry, that is the line. So we have a population, most of us, who are milking every single advantage. Once you have look at the men in your area. Once the man has a jeep, he no longer talks to anybody. You know, the pure water that gathers small water and they throw on the ground, it will make sure it climbs on it so that it will splash water on your body to let you know that it's on a jeep and you are trekking. That is the mentality, and it should not be allowed to thrive. So that is why you see, when people who are ordinary people find themselves in public office, they do worse than those who were there before. My senator, for example, Senator Adams Oshomole from Edo North, would usually say he is the son of a cassava farmer. His mother was a cassava farmer, and he managed to get to the height he has gotten to. But I did a public video yesterday to ask him, were you in the Senate when they legislated this election rigging into our electoral law? Because we were the hallmark of one man, one vote in Edo. We all supported you for one man, one vote. How can you sit in a Senate where they legislate rigging into our electoral laws? So that is for the citizens. As a reflection of government, as people being the government being a reflection of the people being a reflection of the government. Yeah. The government we have are from the people. There will never be a time where you import angels from heaven to lead Nigeria. I support Peter Obi, for example. One of the weaknesses that people publicly discuss about him is that Peter Obi is a weak man. Peter Obi does not fight. Peter Obi does not do this. Peter Obi does not share money. Somebody once came out. It's not popular. I call that unpopular. I don't even want to mention his name here. But I can mention it. There's nothing special about him. D1 came out one day. I was saying that Peter Obi, if he thinks he cannot share money and he wants to contest election, then he should forget about it. That election, it costs money. Who convinced you on that? Who convinced you that you have to go and share rice and share deep freezer and share bus? City boys are sharing bus. There is no ambulance to carry you. They have bus to take you to campaign ground, but there's no ambulance to take you to the hospital if you have an accident. Who convinced you? Who sold you on that plan? That Peter Obi, if he's not sharing, you should go and sit down. The man has worked all his life to put his money together. He should go and take his savings and give you, because he wants to come and serve you. And that's why the man has said that he will never use his money to bribe his way in service of anybody. If you are not comfortable with him, leave it. But he will not bribe it. And I'm learning from him, because the politics we learned earlier was that as a leader in Uniben, I was speaker in Uniben, one of the student representative council. The thought was that once you get to that office, leverage on it to get close to politicians and collect money from them. That was the thought. That is what those before you were doing, and probably that's what those after you were going to do. But when I got to the office, I asked myself, okay, if we now, even within university campus, as speaker, people will offer you bribe to pass a budget that people that have no choice, they don't intend to implement. People will budget and not implement it and chop the money in the campus. You now say that when that person now gets to public office, he will not steal. The joke is on you. Somebody sits in this yaba and steals $50,000, $100,000 from a white woman that is 10,000 or 15,000 kilometers away. Then you put that person as your legislator tomorrow, and you expect constituency project to get to you. You are joking. So we need a moral reorientation. You don't need too much to live a happy life. I told somebody, I said, one of the reasons why when I get small money, I enjoy where I want to see the best of life, so that nothing else somebody uses to entice me. I've slept in a 5-star hotel, I've slept in a 3-star hotel, I've slept in a 2-star hotel, I've traveled outside the country, I've flown on a Boeing, I've flown on those other, I've not flown on a private jet. But that's because I don't see what is important in it. In a commercial jet, the difference between business class and economy is a cutting. But the price difference is 300,000 to 100,000. It will take a special kind of madness. I saw Edo people, Edo state government officials. I know they'll be angry because some of them are my friends. Edo state government officials came to Lagos and we happened to fly on the same plane back to Benin. First of all, you are there on official business. You went to sit inside the VIP lounge. Each of you will pay 5,000 naira extra. I sat on the normal one that nobody is paying. We entered the same plane. The plane is a tube. All of you sat on business class. They use cutting to divide you. I was sitting right behind you. Like I can literally stretch my hand and touch you in business class. But your own is 300,000. My own is 100,000. If that money was your money, will you spend it like that? Why are you not seeing government money as your money? That is for the people. Then for the government. The government must come to the ultimate conclusion that this country must work. Our country is no longer respected anywhere in the world. The Ghanaian president came out a few days ago to say every morning when he wakes up, himself and his wife will hold hands and pray that Nigeria should succeed. That those are our cousins there. That country is approaching failure. That anything that makes that country to fail, if 1 million of them come here, Ghana will cease to exist as it presently is. Just a few days ago, the Kenya president came out and said that Nigerians, when they are speaking English, you need an interpreter. Definitely, that man is not talking to me. He's talking to my president. But can you argue the fact of that matter with him? The lawyers will say rep ipsa loquitur. The fact of the matter speak for itself. Have you heard your president speak? Are you able to make sense of his speeches? As a Nigerian, are you able to connect the dot? Are you able to connect the thought process and the thinking process that goes into his speech? The simple answer is no. So what the Kenya president has said is not a lie. Do you know that now in South Africa, they are pulling out Nigerians from their room and flogging them? Nigerian children in South Africa can no longer go to school. They are now being kept because the parents are afraid of bullying. South Africans are telling you to your face. This is South Africa that in 1990 we helped to end apartheid. Just 1990 here. I mean, how is it even making sense that South Africa today is a place that Nigerians run to for refuge? South Africa is a population of around 80 million. Nigeria is 250 million. Actually, maybe nearly 300 million. Nigeria has land. We have resources. We have oil. We have everything. We have human resources. We have the brains. We have the bronze. We have the capacity to get things done. Today, Nigerians are running to South Africa. Nigerians are running. A Nigerian chatted me from Bahrain that they are arresting them in their numbers, and sometimes there is a tendency that there is organ harvesting. Nigerians are being molested in Ghana. They are being told when to open their shops and when to close it. Nigerians are being molested in Zambia. There are Nigerians in Tripoli, Libya. To get a visa to the UK now, you need to have a special relationship with your prophet, because it's no longer a physical thing. There is spiritual dimension to it. You can't even think that you want to go to the US. They not born you were under Donald Trump without your lingering passport to say you want to go to the US. How can you put a country? The US president called us a now disgraced country. He once called us a shithole country. Somebody called you a shithole country, came back 4 years later and called you a now disgraced country. So in the 4 years that he gave you, you could not rediscover anything about yourself. You could not fix one aspect of your economy. You could not fix one aspect of your security. You could not fix one aspect of your citizenry. And our country is no longer respected anywhere in the world. Nigeria has a unique opportunity in 2027 to make their country respected again. All this money now, water, city boy movement, this one and this one, 2.5 million votes, all this confusion is not what will make us respected. We need to rebuild our country from bottom up. And in this, government has a 60 to 70% role to play. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yes, you have.
Like they say in debate, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that this point I have made is relevant to our conversations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Idris, for that answer you just gave us, because, that's a whole lot. And speaking of which, my wonderful, amazing, black melanin popping, dark skinned guy just came into the studio. Thank God he made it. Hallelujah.
I know that. I know your plans for me on this show. I need to get, a partner on this show, but don't worry. But first of all, sincere apologies. I mean, Lagos would do you something. I mean, first of all, today was environmental. Do you know that I was not even aware? To start off with that. And then the hold up. I mean, why is there hold up on Saturday? That was something that actually made me come. So sincere apologies that I'm late. And thank you very much, Mr. Idris, for being here.
He deserves one full bottle of champagne.
Yeah, that land you were supposed to give me at Banana Island. I think you should give it to him.
Before you walked in, I was telling them that it is illegal for anybody to restrict people's movements.
Speaking of the environmental.
And I think we need to, because people need to know, freedom of movement is a fundamental human right. A lazy government who does not know how to clean cannot then restrict people's movement because they want to clean. Do you restrict your children from going to school if you have children already?
No.
Because you want to sweep your house? So how does the government business of cleaning affect my own movement? Why can't you if I want to clean my house, why go to stop my neighbors from moving? So it makes no sense. It's a waste of time, and it is unconstitutional because every Nigerian has a right to move. And you cannot determine, because I pay taxes, you cannot determine my economic hours. Maybe that morning, that time you want to restrict movement is my economic hours. Yeah. We have challenged it in Edo. Our civil society group in Edo challenged it and won in court. The government has no right to restrict your movement. You can fact check me, put it on, go and search for a newspaper report, put it on this video. Let people see. Lagos people, I'm challenging you. Go and challenge your government. No government has a right to restrict you from moving. Just like I told them that Lagos is a huge prison. They didn't believe it. Every street has gates. Every corner has gates. And if you are going to the island, some have multiple layers of gate. That is a prison. That is what a prison is. The only difference is that you don't have charges filed against you. A proper city should have security. The police should patrol. The environment should be open. All those gates they are putting up, they should pull all of them down, clean the place. I know they put it up for security. But how come the government's primary responsibility of security and welfare is they are now failing so much in it that as estate people, you have to gather to put gates to prevent people from coming out? What if somebody falls sick in the middle of the night? I used to stay in Igondo. If you come by 11, you are in trouble.
I mean, talking about that estate gate, I mean, I know that's not our center of convenience, but I mean, in almost every area, recently in my area, I just saw gates. I mean, they're putting up gates. I'm like, what's going on? So by 9 o'clock, certain types of vehicles do not enter, tricycle do not enter, Okada does not enter, and it's a whole lot of it. But let me go back to, the environmental conversation you talked about. I mean, from 6:30 to 8:30. That's the duration for the environmental.
Yeah.
And as I was just going through, because as I was coming, I was just let me go through.
Good self. I know was 7 to 10.
Wow.
It used to be from. I mean, before they brought it to 6:30 to 8:30, it used to be 7 to 10 o'clock. But I'm just asking, how many people actually came out to clean? Nobody.
When you were coming now, it's Lagos cleaner than it was last night.
It's still the same thing. But
so that tells you that the process does not work. If you are doing, it's only a mad person. It's considered mental illness to do one thing repeatedly, and you are expecting a different result. This environmental sanitation and restriction of movement is a relic of the military era. Can you imagine shutting down New York for 1 hour to clean the city of New York? Can you imagine shutting down London? Not because there's terrorist attack, just to clean. Is Lagos cleaner than New York? Is Lagos cleaner than London? Can you imagine shutting down Moscow in Russia because you want to clean? Is Lagos, if they started shutting down Lagos one Saturday in a month for some hours, is it now cleaner than
New York
and Moscow? So these people don't think correctly. And you need to tell them, as citizens, it is your right to tell them, I am not resident in Lagos. If I was resident in Lagos, I would take them to court.
Wow.
I'll go to court.
I mean,
you can't restrict my movement. You cannot. God has given me freedom. No man can take it away.
Let's hope that Lagosians will be well informed
It's
enough.
up to them. I'm a visitor here.
Let's hope that Lagosians will be well informed enough to know that this is actually a restriction on their human rights. I mean, moving forward with the conversation.
yeah, let's look at during the course of the week,
Yeah.
the former Minister of Power has resigned to focus on his upcoming 2027 governorship election. What do you have to say about that?
Nigeria should be wary of failures. A man has failed. This man married first wife, he no born pikin. He married second wife, he no born pikin. He blamed the wife. The first time he blamed the wife, say the wife now because the wife now from one tribe.
This table.
The next one, he blamed the wife, say because the wife too lean. He don't marry third wife. He not still born pikin. He blamed the wife, say the wife too fat. You won't give him fourth wife. This man went to Abuja to be Minister of Power. Turned Ministry of Power to Ministry of Powerlessness. He turned Ministry of Power to Ministry of Darkness. Do you reinforce failure? That's my question. And this question is to make sure this video gets to your people. Do you reinforce failure? The man has failed spectacularly. The man met us when these people came into office. We had power generation at almost 11,000 megawatts. The man has plunged us into darkness. I can bet my last naira that we are using generator in this place. You can't even tell me otherwise because now my president they own am now.
Well,
There is hardly any place in Nigeria today. We were going New Year. We were moving in Lekki. Yesterday I was pointing to you all the building that have solar panel on top of them. They are not even going to change. They want to charge you taxes. I mean, these guys are paid spectacularly to provide you power. You now do solar panel on top of your roof. These guys are now coming to charge you taxes
Yeah.
for using solar.
I heard that in this Lagos they charge you money for having borehole. I was told that for you to drill borehole in this Lagos you pay. Now they want to charge you money for having solar. So you cannot provide for me. I have provided for myself, but you must charge me for it. It is under this man that they started the appetite system of power distribution. Don't you know Bande, Bandi, is appetite?
Yeah.
The man who is enjoying Bande and me, what is the difference? Are we not both citizens? Do you know what appetite is? Segregation. Giving us unequal opportunities. Why do you think the man who is in Bande needs more electricity than me? The man has already made it. I am struggling. So this man has failed spectacularly in that field. The power generation dropped to 3,000. Under this man, we have had more grid collapse than at any other time in history.
But is it not also? I mean, it's kind of ironic because coming from an administration that promised that said that in 4 years,
if I don't
give you power, if I don't give you constant
and the man
light,
was the minister for that first 3 years of that 4 years.
The first 3,
the president.
Yes.
The man failed so much that the president himself disconnected from his power ministry.
I mean,
and set up solar. So the man.
So the question now is, if the whole electricity in Oboha is still, I mean, everybody is shifting to solar now. Even the president at the Aso Villa is using solar. How come a minister who has failed? I mean, because if you are going to do scorecard for ministries, I mean, why hasn't this minister been actually let go? Why hasn't he been let go since? I mean, before, I think that was last year. Some ministers,
it belongs to the mafia.
Okay.
It belongs to the group. It belongs to the ruling class, or if you like, one of my mentors, Dele Farotimi, call them ruining class.
Ruining class.
Yes, not ruling. They are ruining.
Okay,
they are ruining the country, ruining class of Nigeria. So he belongs to that class. That is why you think he ought not to. That's why he has not been excused from government. Otherwise, that's why he even has the impetus, having failed as power minister, to now want to second himself to Oyo people. So I am asking Oyo people. Oyo people rather, Ogufe. Ogufe is what? Goat, abi?
Goat meat.
Goat meat. But how do you call goat in Yoruba?
Aaron.
Aaron are good for Yoruba land. That's what the last language. It's better you dress an Aaron up and elect him as governor. Put a deputy that has sense. The deputy will help the governor than to elect a man who has failed in every capacity he has served in. The only thing he brought out from power ministry was the wonderful house he launched in Oyo State. Did you see his mansion in Oyo?
I mean,
It's publicly available information. I'm not making it up. You can't make this stuff up.
Still talking about electricity. Under Tinubu's administration on the electricity policy, it has been able to decentralize power, whereby every state now can generate its own light, and also creating avenues for competition and private
Sector participation.
Yes. So what do you think about that?
Good. First of all, it's not Tinubu that did it. Okay. That law was instituted during the Buhari era. I think was passed during the Buhari era. I think Tinubu just assented. I'm not sure of the details, but let us even agree, for the sake of this conversation, that Tinubu did. Right. So what difference does it make? Our governors, because anytime I'm talking on public fora like this, people think I am bashing Tinubu. I am not bashing Tinubu. I don't have any specific. Tinubu and I cannot drag the same woman. He is in his 90s. I'm in my 30s. So we are not in the same category.
In his 90s, allegedly, or
no, I don't know, on paper.
On paper,
because somebody
but
said
he just celebrated 76.
But they said it was 56 in 1993.
Okay.
So that should make him 9. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not alleged. Everything about the man is confused. We don't know his school. We don't know his classmates. We don't know. There are many things about, and I'm not here to even.
There are lots of gray areas around.
So I'm just trying to say that the man does not have the capacity to drag anything with me. So I don't have any specific problem with him. Right? The only thing he can drag me is political power. But if you talk of manpower, he cannot win that battle.
Okay.
That's just to say that. I said that comically to say that I don't have any problem with the president. I have a problem with his policies. I have a problem with his program. Now they have decentralized power. Do you know that some of your governors who are equally as disgraceful as the presidency, instead of going to fix power, some of them are setting up airline.
Okay.
Some of them are setting up airline now. I hear that my governor is planning to set up airline. The airline business. First of all, government has no business in business. That's a fact. The airline operators are complaining. You are jumping into it. You have no idea of business. Your own is to set up airline. Instead of you to start doing small power projects, small solar projects, begin to disconnect some of your street lights, do solar project on top, do small grids, they call them mini grids, to take care of your citizens. Do industrial clusters and give them 24 power. No, they want to set up this thing. They are still stealing money. They are still looking for how to bring 3.5 million votes. They are still buying SUVs. That tells you that these people are eternally disconnected from the people, and that is why the people must rise up, because the power in the people is greater than the people in power.
All right. Now, still talking about this administration, I know that we just need to squeeze the juice out of this conversation. Do you think this administration has addressed the case of insecurity? Coming from, let's start from when this government came into power from 2023. We've been hearing of several bombing in the north. I mean, I had this conversation with someone, and the person was like, the governors of this state, which are the chief security officers, need to do. But do you think security has been well addressed in this administration compared to previous administration?
There's enough blame to go around, but this administration has utterly, I hate to say it, it seems I'm just against. No. I mean, I'm looking for things to praise. Honestly, I like to praise. I'm not a purveyor of bad news. I like good news. In fact, I prefer good news to bad news. It's just that there's not a lot of good news to give. I challenge you. Just 5 days ago, people were kidnapped on the Benin-Lagos road. That used to be the safest road, one of the safest roads in Nigeria. Now they are picking people off the street. Now, you can no longer travel from Benin, because I live in Benin. You cannot travel from Benin to Abuja by road. You dare not. In fact, I used to gather my Osusu money to buy tickets from Benin to Abuja, and then anytime I'm coming to Lagos, I come by road. I couldn't come by road this time. I had to fly down to Lagos because they are now picking people off the street. You don't need to have kidnap value now to be kidnapped. When they kidnap you, the value will come. By the time they pick you off, your family will go and look for way forward. Not you now. Anybody they want to pick. But if you travel, there's a real tendency that can happen. So I am not here to sow fear. I am telling you that any crime that is not solved has complicity of government. I've told somebody, I say, if I make it to governor someday, a kidnap gang will only be able to carry out one kidnapping in my state. If you kidnap and you collect 20 million in ransom, I can spend 200 million to dismember that gang, and I will dismember it. It's not hard. Dismember it. And you know the thing about crime, by the time you dismember one gang, you dismember the second gang, you dismember the third gang, because crime is a network. The 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th gang disturbing your state will first of all leave and call those who are planning to come and say there's a madman in Edo State leading Edo State, don't go there, it's a no-go area. You discover that every state around you they are kidnapping, but not in your state. I will follow you to that hole you came out from. That is how governance should be, and there is resources for it. A governor takes between 500 million and 1 billion a month as security votes. A month. I didn't say a year. A month.
Can you call that figure again?
500 million to 1 billion a month. Some serious states like Rivers, some states that have major security problem take more than 1 billion. Let them come and dispute it.
Are you saying this is in line with what I think Abacha that said that even security
persists for more than 24 hours, the hand of the government is in it.
So is this...
I am guaranteeing you, whereas I cannot accuse the government of being directly involved in insecurity, they are complicit in not ending it. Any serious government at all, including you, once you have the interest of the people at heart, you can end this insecurity in the shortest possible time. In fact, the day you take office, insecurity, like, okay, I'm a mathematician, so this is the graph of insecurity. The day you take office, it becomes sinusoidal. It tops off and start coming down.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything will go overnight. I have said if I am governor of Edo, for example, no violent crime will go unattended. And we have two major problems in that Edo. Kidnapping and then courtism.
Okay.
Courtism has reduced a bit now because the governor was demolishing people's house, which I thought was a stupid idea anyway, but it worked. Stupid ideas work sometimes. Courtism. They call it court killings. I said if I am governor, there's no such reality as court killing. Killing is killing. And anybody who kills will be killed. If you take another man's life, we will not call it court-related killings. That's how they desensitize you. So you now see the killing as normal. So somebody goes, sprays at people, takes their life. You say court violence. Are you normal? That is murder. That is mass murder. They call it court-related violence. Like they say farmer elders clashes. 20 people are dead. You say farmer, elders, clash. And those of you in the middle are complicit. You are part of this gang up. Not you now. Maybe not you. But they call it farmer, elders. Instead of to say a gang of this thing, a gang of terrorists has wiped out 20 people. You say it's farmer, elder, clash, and people are dead. No. We will call it what it is and we will dismember it. Well, I'm not talking like I'm campaigning. I am not. I'm just trying to let you know how easy it is. First of all, to see clearly. Because if you cannot see clearly, you cannot do anything. See clearly, first of all, what the problem is.
When we started the show, you a little bit digressed about the new electoral law that was being passed. And I want us to hammer on that sector a bit.
Since I've talked a bit about the electoral law, then I'll now ask the Nigerian people how to participate.
Yes.
We cannot afford to give up on the election because we feel the electoral laws are imperfect. They are not perfect. I can guarantee you that this electoral law is the worst electoral law that has been, instituted in this country, that has been passed in this country. And the Akpabio lesson it is a disgrace to the Nigerian people for passing that law. In this electoral law, they have created avenues to rig.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, no government or no politician can rig through a determined citizenry. And it's that determination I am here to preach to the Nigerian people. On election day, mobilize yourself and go to vote. After voting, pick people with you. Use the car. Bring out your car. Sacrifice it that day. It's once in 4 years. Bring out your car and escort that result to the ward. The witchcraftiness of election rigging happens at the Ward Collation Center. They call them rack centers. Make sure you go there. When they finish counting at the rack, escort that result to the local government. And in all of this, make sure that you take the name of each official involved in the process. At the unit level, make sure that they upload your result to IREV. Make sure that they upload your result to IREV. At the ward center, make sure that the ward collation officer, you know his name, so that we can know him in case he decides to play funny. The person who takes the result from the ward to the local government, know him. Don't let anybody play with your life. We are talking of life here. If it's local government that your resources can take you to, others will be there to take it off from this. Don't say, let Peter Obi come and defend my vote. Peter Obi you need Peter Obi more than Peter Obi needs you. That is the bitter truth. Peter Obi can go to the US, the UK, Canada, anywhere. He has that leverage. He's a former governor. He's an excellent businessman, very successful. I was eating Gary in Yaba here. Just when I told you I wanted to. I was sitting here buying Yaba here. And while I was sitting in the small Bacha restaurant, like 3 youngsters walking, I said, we know you. Zekeri. Yes, Zekeri online. I said, yes, it's me. And then we took a picture. The video is here, I'll upload it. And I asked them, 2 of them were graduates. One was doing handwork. They didn't know, they didn't, you could see in their faces that these were hungry youths who have energy, but the energy was just being squashed in these streets, in this funny streets in Yaba. So how can we have a country that does not answer to the youth? So you are an American, you are a graduate in America, and you don't have a job. Have you heard something like that before? Even non-entities, drug users and drug abusers in America are cared for. In Nigeria, there are only 9 federal psychiatric hospitals. So if you even they smoke Igbo, you are the one using your life to play Kalo.
Mr. Idris, I would like to ask a question, because you just said, even from the process, you outlined the process of which we can defend our votes. Now the question is, how desperate? Because that's the only way I can put that word out or describe that word. How desperate are Nigerians to defend? Because next coming election, I can bet you a lot of people are just feeling uninterested. I bet you there's going to be voters' apathy. Mm-hmm. I bet you there's people will not even go to vote. How many Nigerians will be so committed and international to follow through the process? How many Nigerian youth, because the energy, the turnout of people, will be able to say, you know what, this our mandate, not this mandate, not this mandate, mm-hmm. but the mandate that we want our votes to be counted, will follow through that process.
It's part of the work I am doing. Like I told her earlier, when she mentioned that if you are not interested in election is interested in you, that's a statement of fact. What part of what I am doing, and part of what I want to thank you most sincerely for using this platform to do, is mobilizing public opinion. Nigerians should be able to see again. There are 2 ways to see. When you see with your eyes, it's called sight. When you see with your mind, it's called insight. What Nigerians are seeing now is despair, giving up, frustration. This system is not working. Tinubu has already rigged the election. That is what your eyes can see. What your mind should see is that the power ultimately resides with the people. What your mind should see is that the power in the people is more than the people in power. What your mind should see is that Tinubu is an employee of you, no matter how small you are, as a Nigerian citizen, as a voting Nigerian citizen. You employed him to that job. And when you have employed someone to a job, and the person is failing in all shades and faces, what will a responsible CEO do? At the very minimum, query.
Yes.
And that's why we are querying. But at the expiration of tenure, let's say you gave the person a 4-year contract, what do? You are the manager of Liverpool, and you bought a Darwin Nunez, and the guy has stayed for 3 seasons or 4 seasons without scoring the goals that you expect from him. What do? So what Nigerians should do is to second Tinubu back to Bodilion. Let's have some decent people take public office. Today, people say, how do you know Obi will be different? I don't know. I think he's a decent man. I think he's better than Tinubu. But that's how we thought Buhari would be better than Jonathan.
Yeah.
But the good thing, the beauty of democracy is that when he gets to that office and it does not live up to that expectation, you still have the right after 4 years to say you have done well or you have not done well. You must exercise that right. The moment you give up and say, oh, they've taken it from us, oh, they will rig the election, they will rig it. Politics is not your business. You are the business of politics. You are the commodity in politics. It's you they are trading. You see that woman in Kosofe market. I don't know if there's such a market exists. That came up from my head.
It's actually Kosofe market.
You see that woman Kosofe market. You see that tomatoes. That is how Tinubu is as the woman, and you are the tomatoes. Until you rise up and tell this woman that I am the one feeding you, you will remain tomatoes, commodity. That's what you are in a political system. You must pay attention to it. And this does not require you to be a public speaker, to come and speak in podcasts, to go and campaign for anybody. Just be aware enough. Within your family circle, have conversation. When you are doing money devotion, discuss. This is important. And please, you give me time to say this. I don't care if our time run out. When you are doing money devotion, discuss politics in the morning. Discuss your local government, discuss your state, discuss your president. Decide where, as a family, decide where you are going to in the next election. Because whatever you are praying for in that morning devotion, 90% of it government can answer.
That's true.
You are praying that there's no food in the kitchen. Food is a fundamental human right. Nobody should be hungry. Government can answer it. You are praying that there is no security. God, as I'm going to Benin today, I soak the 450 kilometers of road in the precious blood of Jesus.
So the driver in the blood of Jesus.
If you are soaking, even the driver does not know you in the precious blood. You don't know if the driver is a traditional. You soak him in our precious blood. Because I'm a Christian. Nobody can accuse me of anything. If the government works, you don't need to soak that road. If the people in Canada soak on their road, they have more roads than us. Do you think there will be enough blood for you to soak your own road? You are 30 years old, no husband. You are 35. 30 is young. You are 35 years old, girl. 37 years old, girl, no husband. Dating side, go to dating side. They are there, no husband, and you are praying. Yes, it's good to pray, but have you voted? If the economy got better today, more men will marry. This is a statement of fact.
You're right, sir.
If I ask you if I ask you why you are not married now, you probably tell me there is no money. It's not like you have not found love. We have all found love. There is nobody that has not found love. I've been finding love since I was in GS3.
That's true. From primary school.
Yeah, you always had somebody you wanted.
Yes.
You see love, but you see love. Marry the love now. You will know that the distance between you and that love is resources.
Yeah,
that's true.
And if you have a government that answers to you, that resources easily comes. Because you're able to work, and your work is able to give you enough. The young lady that you love is able to. That's why you see Americans 1920 they are married, 21 they are married.
Yeah.
You see a 40-year-old American who is a grandmother. The British, you see them, they are married early they are married. But you are not. You are praying for long life and prosperity. Those are two things that government can do for you. Life expectancy in Nigeria is 54 years. Life expectancy in Canada is 81 years. You die, they say God called you. Who called you? Which God? So God hates Canadians and love you. Is God bored? You think God is lonely that is calling you? What will you do for him? You that cannot do anything with your life in Nigeria, they call you at 50. You say God called you. God is not calling you.
It's not any glorious call.
It is not glorious.
It's not glorious.
There is nothing glorious about your exit. When you wake up in the morning, you live in Lagos, you wake up by 6 a.m. in the morning.
6 a.m.
I made a big mistake.
Yes.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
You didn't see that Ella girl that wakes up at 3 a.m.
Yes. You wake up 3 a.m. You get to BRT. BRT is not there. You start looking for alternative. You still get to Lekki where you work, and you are late. And your boss is shouting. Your blood pressure has gone up. You are wondering. Your street has 4-5 gates. I say it's a prison, people don't believe. Why? Go and check your blood pressure. And you die of high blood pressure, you say God called you. Glorious exit. Call to glory. Nobody called you to glory. You are not going to glory.
I mean,
yes, dying it can happen. People can die. People die everywhere. But why is your own 54 years and a German is 79 years? That is the question I'm asking you. A Ghanaian is 60 years. Your own is 54. So if you are 34 years old now, you only have maybe 20 more to go. If we go by the national statistics, they pick you off the road. You are going to be. They pick you off the road like this. and you are praying for safety. It's police work. You cannot second the work of police to God. It's God that God takes care of all of us, and God cannot be busy with only 250 million Nigerians. There are 1.4 billion Chinese. You think they don't have God? They don't know God. It's only you that know God. Now, am I a Christian? Yes. Am I a Catholic? Yes. Am I a communicant? Yes. Am I in a state of grace? For the most part, yes. But to say that we must second the work of man to God is something I will never agree. That's why I'm saying, while you are praying in the morning, when you wake up to do morning devotion, please discuss politics. When you go to church, during the, what do they call them? Homily. In the kind of call it homily. Pentecostals, you'll be preaching, that'll be what they call it.
Yeah, the sermon.
The sermon. During the sermon, dedicate 5 minutes to talk about how the government is ruining your life and what you plan to do about it. And this is a message to our spiritual leaders. You can no longer fold your hands. Otherwise, it means you are profiting from this system. You can no longer fold your hands. Otherwise, it means you are profiting from this system.
That's true.
You cannot tell me to come and sow seed so that my life will be better. I agree, I will sow the seed. But you must also tell the government to provide an economic environment that will make my life better. Otherwise, you are just taking my seed for free. If we all mobilize ourselves today and demand this from government, things will change. I know we're almost out of time.
So before we finally go, we have one final question to ask. I mean, with Peter Obi now working alongside with familiar political figures who we would say people like Atiku, Erufai. Some people are wondering
Kwankwaso.
Yeah, exactly.
They've all been in this second
in this political game for a very, very long time. Some people are wondering if this change is in new Nigeria. Do you think their concerns are valid?
Politics is iteration. Mathematics, iteration is, it gets better with every step.
Okay.
It gets better with every step. But Nigeria, our own is de-iteration. We are getting worse with every step, so we are progressing backwards, which is actually called retrogression instead of progression. A Peter Obi, for example, elected as president will be an upgrade on Tinubu. A vast upgrade. It's like iPhone 5 and iPhone 16 Pro Max. That will be the difference. In fact, I don't think Tinubu is iPhone 5. I think Tinubu is Techno. Not the big Techno. That Palasa, the one they press, the one that has button. The only difference is that it can make call. So that's why I think...
can receive signals.
That
signal is to pay salary. That's the thing that Tinubu has done effectively. But in terms of proper governance, we are now a disgraced country under him. So he is Palasa. This other guy would be an iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Okay.
Yes, is iPhone 16 Pro Max the best phone? It's subject of the debate. I would still prefer the Z Fold even when I use an iPhone. I would still prefer a 17 Pro Max. I would still prefer maybe some other device. I would still prefer a tab. Yes, can we have a tab? Yes. Will iPhone 17 Pro Max be obsolete in another 10 years? Yes. But for now,
it's valid.
It's an upgrade. So, and again, I know you want to point me to, look at the people Peter Obi is working.
Yeah, exactly.
Saints live in heaven, and for you to be a saint you need to die.
Okay.
And after you die they need to canonize you as a Catholic. So there are no saints anywhere. You will not see saints to lead you. People that you will see to lead you are Nigerians, Nigerian politicians. And inside that Nigerian politician, if you look around, you will see this man is decent, this man is, even within the APC. I told them, I think there are decent people everywhere. I said the vice president to Buhari, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, is a decent man. If APC had given Osinbajo ticket in 2023, and Labour gave Peter Obi, which they gave, and then maybe PDP gave maybe even this man from the north. It's not Sambo. I've forgotten him. Former governor.
Kwankwaso.
No, let's even say Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso was not in PDP, but let's even say Kwankwaso for the sake of this conversation. Whichever of those three had won election would have been a huge upgrade on the Tinubu we have today. The difference would be like light and darkness. So we will not even be pissed with the APC as a party because they are decent people. But we have a system that only produces the worst among us to lead the rest of us. That is why they brought a criminal in APC. Now, I am not calling the president a criminal. Omoyele Sowore and Reno Omokri are the ones who called Tinubu a criminal. I am only repeating what they said.
His minister, his
ambassador. So if the DSS are angry with what I just said, let them go and arrest Omoyele Sowore and Reno. Those are the big guys. I am just coming up. So I didn't call. Those are people that are calling, and they know where to see Reno. He's an ambassador to the president, right? So, having said that, we must now get to a system, and that's why I want to encourage Nigerians to register in political parties. The new law, as bad as it is, now says there's only 2 ways to produce party candidate: consensus and direct primaries. So if you're even angry enough with Tinubu, you can go and secretly register in APC, so that when they are doing primary, you vote against Tinubu. Although we know it's impossible to win Tinubu in APC. But you can choose to come to ADC. Because in ADC now we have a Peter Obi, we have Atiku Abubakar. If you think Atiku Abubakar is an establishment person who is going to do the same thing that Tinubu is doing, why not go and register and vote for Obi in the primaries?
Primaries.
Anybody can register.
Yeah.
You can register through the party website. And I encourage you to. Now, that is political awareness. So if you don't do that, you fold your hands, the country turns upside down tomorrow, it is still in your hands. That's why I said it's excellent information to know not to walk out of a 10-story building. If you don't know, you say I don't know, and you walk out, come out, and now you are dead. You still don't know, but you are gone. So those are the issues. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, it's been a lot of conversation, and I think what I can pick, or I want you to pick out of this conversation, is that if as a young person, if as an old person, if as a growing child, you feel that politics is none of your concern, it's not a conversation you should be involved with, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because whether you like it or not, the actions of politicians will affect you in one way or the other. If you also think that you are looking forward to jackpine, just hold on. Look at what is happening everywhere.
You know they
are sending people back
here.
Go and work on your country. Because if they didn't work well in their country, you wouldn't be wanting to go there. So this conversation is asking you, be involved. Yeah, we've been cruised. We've been hot. We're all disappointed. But I think it's time we take actions into our hand. If you've not gotten your voter's card, please get. If you've not registered into any political party, get registered. And that is the way we are going to have. You don't have any other country. Trust me. You are a Nigerian for a reason, and that's why you should get involved in issues concerning Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. Idris.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
It was, I enjoyed this conversation.
I did too.
And thank you very much, my beautiful married co-host.
So all the single boys, please remove your eye for Sujaman salary.
That's why I said married. That's why I said married.
Repeat it. Remove your eye for Sujaman salary. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
I can confirm that she's married.
Yeah.
I saw the husband. Great guy. I beg. Walao.
All right. That's the size of our package on today's episode. And until we come your way again, do not forget to like, follow, and what else? Subscribe.
Yes.
On YouTube,
Instagram,
TikTok, Instagram, and all of it.
Yeah,
follow me on IG at ine.hulua, and follow my beautiful co-host on
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Eniola_on-the-beat. And please do well to follow our guest, Mr. Zekeri Idris Jnr.
If you don't like me, don't follow. No problem.
No, it's people that don't like that will follow you more. To monitor.
Why wouldn't you like Mr. Zekeri?
People that don't like you will follow you to monitor.
Like there are more people willing to destroy this country than you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
Just take it from me.
That's true.
I can tell you. There are more people that have haters, but it's good. A man without
haters, you know your enemies.
A man without enemies is a man without qualities.
It's been a wonderful session
thank you
with
for the
you.
opportunity
Yes, thank you
more.
so much, sir.